Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibottom coming to you with another video review. And today we have something very special. We'll be taking a look at the new NECA Toys Ultimate Sarah Connor from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. The very first time that they've ever given the Sarah Connor character a toy, and they're doing it in their Ultimate toy line. Which basically means we get a super articulated figure with a ton of accessories, and all I can really say is it's about time. This is a great figure to add to a Terminator shelf, and we've needed one forever. For the package, you got a really nice image here of Linda as Sarah Connor. You got the Terminator logo there. I do like it. It does give you a little bit of a hanging tag, so it gives you some collectability there. On the side there, it kind of carries on with that image, Terminator. On this side, same thing. Come around here to the back, and you got a couple of the different looks for this particular figure. And it says 3 billion human lives ended on August the 29th, 1997. The few who survived the nuclear fire of Judgment Day lived to face a new nightmare, the war against the machines. In their effort to eliminate all remaining humans, Skynet sent 2 Terminators back through time. Their mission? To destroy John Connor, the future leader of the human resistance. The first was programmed to strike at his mother, Sarah Connor, in the year 1984, before John was ever born. It failed. The second was to eliminate John when he was just a child. As before, the Resistance was able to send a lone warrior to protect the boy. The only question was which one would reach him first. Absolutely iconic kind of read up, and then you can see that it actually opens up, shows another really cool image, and you get this nice open window which fully displays the figure as well as all of her accessories. Like I said, this is a figure that we've been waiting for a very, very long time, and I am super stoked about it. Up next in the Ultimate line for Terminator figures is the T-1000, but we'll be taking a look at that in a while. So for now, let's get Sarah opened up and see how cool she actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Sarah Connor opened up and out of her packaging, and I do have to apologize, I was absolutely mistaken. This isn't the very first Sarah Connor figure that we've gotten. It's the first one that NECA's given us, but we did get one a long time ago, and it's honestly why I didn't even think about it, but we did get one from McFarlane, which honestly is a terrible looking figure, but for some reason it goes for a stupid amount of money right now. Now this though is really a figure that I think collectors have been waiting for a long time. NECA has done an amazing job with it, and using their Ultimate line really allows them to at a higher price point include a lot more accessories that allow you to kind of custom tailor your specific look. Now, typically what they've done with Ultimate releases is utilize some old accessories to kind of, round things out. They give us a new body, but they use some of those older accessories that we got with previous releases. Because this never got a previous release in any way, shape, or form, this is all brand new stuff for us. And it really is great. Now, you can see, like I said, you do get 3 different heads. You get this one right here where she's wearing her hat. She's got a little ponytail here. She's got a separate one with no hat. You got some bangs going down there. You got the ponytail as well. And then you got this one, which is just her hair completely down. So, again, you can kind of customize your look. But what you have in terms of accessories really does fit kind of specifically with each head. So, in this particular kind of arrangement, I guess, with this gun that she has, with this heavy-duty sniper and this weapon, I mean, these all have a great amount of detail. Coming in here to take a better look at that, you can see some nice paint on there. Very simple. I mean, it's very black, but you can see a nice wash kind of going through there to kind of make some areas a little bit darker than others. Obviously, you got the little scope right there, so that's really nice. You got this big, long silencer here. This is the gun that she used when she was going after Miles Dyson, and again, using this, you kind of get a much better use out of using this head sculpt. It kind of fits a little bit better with this kind of gun because that's the kind of look that she had when she was going after Miles Dyson. So that works pretty well, I think. Taking this off and then utilizing one of her other heads, they're ball jointed, but they are kind of stiff. So pulling that out, geez, and it just hit the whole camera. God dang, that really does peg in there very securely. Almost a little bit too much where it feels a little bit too tight. So putting that on there. Now with that on there, you can just have her holding her gun. Again, very simple design on here, but really nicely captures just an overall handgun kind of look. You got the nice silver paint on there, you got some black on there, you got the rivets, which are nicely painted as well. Coming around here to the other side, same amount of detail. It doesn't, slide back or anything like that, but really nice, just kind of in general, I guess. And then, like I said, with this head sculpt, you get a little bit more of a use out of having her hold this gun, just because I want to say that at some point in time, she was just going around with a handgun with this hair. It's kind of just a laid back kind of look for her, and a handgun works perfectly good, I guess, in that kind of look. Honestly, I don't remember. I've seen the movie a million times, but I couldn't tell you. She also does come with a dagger, which is perfect because this is what she used to carve in the table, you know, no fate. That iconic line that Kyle, you know, repeated to her. You got a really nice holster here on the side with some real nice, you know, silver rivets on there, and then you got the glossy paint, some real nice stitching work on there as well. So amazing amount of detail, and you can see that just slides right in there. You got the little rubber string kind of thing there. So again, real good detail there. And then for the other head, and I'll zoom in here. You can take a look. You can pop this off, and then this one actually is really hard for me to get on. It doesn't seem to want to go all the way down, and it just kind of sticks up here. So hold on. There you go. You really got to work that on there. And this is a much better use for, or a better look if you want to have her holding this gun. I believe this is the gun that she utilized to actually shoot at the T-1000 while they were in the steel mill. It does have this section right here which kind of folds down just like so. It's on a little hinge. The hinge really easily detaches. They're just two little peg things right there. So you can tab that in there. You got some nice bullets, but see, it kind of just flops around, and getting that back in there. You can see some nice paint here on the silver, or on the bullets themselves. You got that section, then you got the blue section right there. A good wash again on the actual shotgun, on the little pump right there. You got that little brown, and then you got some brown down here on the handle. But like I said, I think this is the gun that she used when she was kind of going after the T-1000 in that place. And again, you know, her hair was kind of down like this. Honestly though, the hair here, because it's all kind of molded together, gives me, I don't know, it kind of gives me more of that look while she was in the Pescadero State Prison or Hospital, or prison, whatever, whatever. Darn piece just popped off again. It kind of has more of that look because it's very, I guess, smooth looking, and it kind of gives that sort of look. But she definitely did have, her hair down while she was going after. I'm just going to take that off. Going after the T-1000, and you can see that you can get her kind of holding this. The way that her hands are, though, because they are a much smaller hand than what we're used to, it doesn't have a real good hold on any of her guns, other than the handgun itself. But getting a pose like this, and you can see that the hair actually kind of sits there pretty decently and flows across the body pretty good, but you can get something like that when she was going after the T-1000. So, the different looks that you have really are kind of characterized by the different weapons that you have. And I just wish this would stand here a little bit better. And that's one thing that I really do appreciate. You can mix and match, and you can really design your own look. And again, really stiff getting that out. I honestly kind of like this look a little bit more, getting that back on there. So that's probably the look that I'm going to go with predominantly in my display. So we'll stick with that for right now. Now, taking a look at the individual head sculpts, you can see that the likeness to Linda Hamilton is really very nice on here. I'll get that out of the way because it wants to focus. But you can see real cool likeness on there. You can see she's got her sunglasses and the hat on there. Come around here, you can see that the ponytail is actually a separate piece. It's a little bit more of a softer rubber, but you can see that it's kind of glued on there and works really nicely. Same kind of look here, but honestly, with her hair all poofy like that, it's kind of weird. This sculpt, and I know this might sound bad, but this honestly looks like a dude with a wig on. I don't know. I mean, it just looks like more hair than she actually has here. So even when you kind of look at this, I mean, it just looks like more hair than what actually is on here. One thing, you got a big ugly, at least on mine, big ugly kind of paint chip right there, but again, soft pliable hair, which works pretty nicely. And then you can see that she's got the bangs coming across the front here. I just think like this head just doesn't really capture. I mean, the likeness is still there. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just the hair really looks weird. But I think that this is probably the best look. And then when you take a look at the rest of the body and everything, great detail on here. This is a whole separate piece right up here. Her little vest, I suppose. I don't think you can take it off. You probably could, but you'd have to cut it. But again, real great detail with the pockets. You got some nice glossy paint down here for the belt buckle that attaches the vest. Come down here to the actual belt itself, and you can see some nice silver rivets on here. One thing that looks really cool on the actual sculpting of the pockets, it's strange that this stood out to me, but you got some nice pocket detail here where it kind of looks like the pockets are kind of jutting out. I think that that's really cool, and you got that on both sides. Real good sculpting on there. You come down here, you can see she's wearing these cargo pants, and you can see that it's a little bit different. You got kind of a flat look right here with this pocket, and then you come on this side, and the covers for it are kind of flailing up a little bit. So great detail on there. And then you come down here to the boots, real good detail on the boots, and you can see that there's a slight variation in the paint that kind of separates it from the black of the actual pants. I mean, I think that looks really great. One thing that I don't really like is the way that these elbows are. I think that these kind of look weird. They're kind of sculpted with like this little piece sticking out, and it makes sense because, you know, you're going to have a slight bend here, and it looks okay when you bend the arms, but when you straighten them out, that sticking out just looks weird. As they're bent like that, though, they don't look as strange, but they do look weird when you just have them kind of sitting down here on the side. Good detail here on her wristband and everything. I mean, just overall, amazing amount of detail that NECA has been able to put into this figure. I'm really quite impressed with it. Now for the articulation, there is a great deal of it. You can see that the pin kind of pivots forward and back, and then the head also rotates. So you get a nice rotation, and you get a lot of range of motion with that head sculpt. So that looks really very cool. I even like the paint that they used here. You got some gold in there, you got some brown, some nice variation in that paint sculpt. And then the shoulders move in and out there on a pin hinge joint, so they hinge outward, and then the pins allow you to rotate them fully. She doesn't rotate at the upper bicep or anything, which that's kind of normal, but she does have an elbow joint that moves about 45 degrees or so, not a full 90 degrees or anything, and then they do also rotate, so you get a lot of range of motion there. The wrists are on ball joints. Can they come on? Yeah, they're kind of on ball joints, so you can just pop that in there and you can kind of wiggle that around. You don't get a heck of a lot of range of motion with it, but enough to kind of position the hands where you're gonna like hold a gun or something. It does feel like she's got two upper torso joints. Like if you hold, or like right down here, you got a ball joint down here, but if you hold that still, it kind of feels right above that, like right below her chest area. It does feel like there's another joint. So I'm holding that bottom joint still, and you can see that rotates. So that rotates down here, and then you got a rotation up there that can also pivot forward and back. She can move forward and back. You got a little bit softer of the material here in her crotch area, so that you can move it forward and back, and it kind of holds that position. They move in and out. They rotate at the upper part of the thigh. She bends here at the knee, and they rotate, but then again, you can see the way that the sculpting here, kind of keeping with, you know, the pants kind of looking a specific way. You don't get a heck of a lot of range of motion with it. You can see that it comes back at about 45 degrees or so, but you can rotate it around very nicely. And then you've got a bit of a ball joint down here for the ankle, so you can spread her legs out. You can get a nice wide pose with it. I do kind of wish that maybe she had a double jointed limbs, I guess, you know, where you can maybe, you know, get her sitting down here, and then if you got let me see if I can even do this properly. You know, I mean, if you had a double elbow or something, you could get a much better, you know, kind of crouched pose where she looks like she'll be taking out Miles Dyson or something like that. So it's personal preference, but I think that would have helped out a lot more with the overall posability options for her. Probably couldn't do it just because it would create a more ugly sculpt here for the arm, and the arms are very nicely detailed. I mean, Linda Hamilton really buffed up for this role, and I think that they captured that sculpting very, very nicely. So I'm very happy with this figure. Really very happy. I do wish that we would get more from Terminator 2, specifically John Connor. That's something that they've said that is not on their radar to really ever do. But I think that, you know, having the trio would be great. Now, for a comparison, here she is, and here she is next to the Ultimate T800. You can see that he is a little bit taller, as he should be. And let me see if I get her legs straight so that you get a full representation. He should be a little bit taller, but she seems a little bit taller than I think that she actually was. And you can see that he's kind of got to lean over because the way that the legs are sculpted on this, you know, you got a staggered sort of look, so it's hard to get him really standing straight. You gotta spread those legs a little bit more. So you can see that the scale works pretty good, but I do think that she should be a little bit shorter. That's just going by memory. I'm not 100% certain. But I really do like this figure. This is definitely a figure that I think a lot of Terminator fans have really been looking forward to. And there is no question in my mind that NECA has done an amazing job with it. The likeness is absolutely incredible. And for what you get 3 heads, you get 3 weapons, you get a fully articulated body. I think the price is also really very nice. Keeping in mind that none of these accessories that we're getting have been reused. The only thing that's really bad about this figure, I think, is that it makes me want a John Connor. But who knows if that's ever going to happen. So if you're interested in picking this up, she is starting to hit retail locations such as Toys R Us right now. Or as always, there's Big Bad Toy Store. So all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS where you can check out availability on her as well as all of the other NECA figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus, and until next time, I'll talk to you later.